Hello, the internet. What am I doing? Search for Konog. So how was your time in Turncliffe? See, fate has dealt her a cruel hand, but now she has a chance to make a fresh start. The same could be said of the whole of Turncliffe. It seems the liberation of that one small town will become a pivotal moment in Wurlit's history. Perhaps it won't be too long before the rest of the region is free from the Empire. Naturally, we'd be honored to fight alongside the people of Wurlit. We won't rest until the Imperials are sent fleeing with their tails between their legs. Until that day arrives, we'll carry on doing our bit to support you and the others in ending the weapon project. I'll be sure to pass on any pertinent information. In the meantime, take care. You've come at the right time. There have been some developments in Wurlit we'd like to share with you. As luck would have it, here comes the ideal person to explain the situation. Thanks, I'll take it from here. That's this guy. No, it's a girl. I'm glad to see you looking so well, Fluffy. I know her. It's been too long, Monago. I hope I'm wrong. Yes, it certainly has. I haven't seen you around Ralgers Reach much lately. Anyone would think you're trying to avoid me. But as much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I'm afraid I've got some serious business to discuss. Following the liberation of Turncliffe, it seems the people of Wurlit also have their hearts set on freeing themselves from the grip of the Empire. Like-minded citizens have rallied under the banner of the Wurlit revolutionaries, and they aim to depose the 7th Legion that currently occupies the city. Their ranks include many former conscripts, and between them, they possess no small amount of combat experience. The only thing they lack is someone to lead them. After much consideration, they decided to turn to none other than Gaius Balsar. Of course, many would balk at the thought of turning to a former enemy, and many did, but desperate times call for desperate measures. His reputation as a legatus speaks for itself, and as most Alamegans will attest, he was a far more reasonable and pragmatic leader than his predecessor, the Mad King Theodoric, or his successor Xenos, for that matter. But most importantly, he was the one who led the invasion of Wurlit in the first place, so who better than him to take it back? After accepting their offer, he requested the delivery of additional arms and provisions from the Alamegan resistance. Not that we have much to spare at present, but we'll do what we can. While my comrades see to the preparations, I've been assigned to meet with him in person. I was wondering, could you accompany me to Turncliffe? Thanks, Fluffy. To be perfectly honest, coming face to face with the Black Wolf is a rather daunting prospect. even if he has supposedly turned over a new leaf, but I'm sure having you there will make a world of difference. I believe you're acquainted with our escort, yes? Let him know when you're ready to get going. Another trip to Turncliffe. Ah, Gaius Baelsar, I presume. I come bearing the Alamegan Resistance's official reply to your request for aid. I see. You have my thanks. Does this mean we can finally make our move? With the assistance of the Alamegans, we will soon have sufficient arms at our disposal to stand a chance at victory. But lest we forget, the 7th Legion has been conserving its strength thus far, and we must be prepared for severe casualties should its full might be brought to bear. If our lives must be the price of freedom, we will pay it willingly. Let me be clear, we Alamegans have not forgotten that it was you who led the invasion of our homeland. The blood of our fallen loved ones is on your hands. Even so, the people of Werlit chose you to lead the revolution, and we will honor their decision. I only hope they will not come to regret it. As do I. Should I be found unworthy of their trust, I shall submit to their judgment and whatever that may entail. Forgive me, but might we return to the task at hand? First, I would like to discuss the transportation of supplies from Ala Mhigo. This way, if you please. Once again, I prepare to lead an army into Werlit. The irony is not lost on me. It is a cruel twist of fate that these people, so desperate from years of oppression, should turn to their conqueror for salvation. For most of my life, I believed that only the Empire possessed the strength and wisdom to lead mankind, that only through great sacrifice could civilization hope to thrive. And so I led the conquest of Eorzea, forcing the doctrine of Garlemald upon the ignorant and uncivilized. In every territory, I sought out those with potential for greatness, without regard for one's birth or circumstances, that they may serve the Empire. But there are those such as Valens, who see being born Garlean a virtue in itself, one above all others. To think that a monster such as him should be granted the position of legatus and of everything that entails, it makes my blood boil. Valens brings shame upon our homeland, and makes mock of the ideals it once stood for. By my hand he shall pay for his foul crimes. By my hand he shall pay for his foul crimes. We are running out of time, Gaius. We have to go after her. ... There is something I would show you, but not here. Come with me. You must keep this to yourself. I do not want the soldiers to think I am being distracted by personal matters. This letter was found in her room. Dear Father, I am sorry for leaving without saying goodbye, but the thought of Alphonse suffering alone is more than I can bear. For his sake, and for the freedom of Werlyt, I have decided to take matters into my own hands. I know of a way to save them, a way to end it all. I have to seize this chance before it is too late. My mind is set. Please do not try to stop me, Father. The days we spent together were the happiest of my life, and no matter what happens, nothing can take that away from me. With all my love, Allie. She is heading for the 7th Legion stronghold in Werlyt. I am certain of it. Taking matters into her own hands. She must be planning to take control of one of the weapons. If so, there's no time to waste. We have to mobilize our forces and save Allie and Alphonse. I want nothing more than to save them. But I cannot ask the Werlyt revolutionaries to risk their lives to rescue 2 Imperial soldiers. In any case, if we were to rush into battle without adequate preparation, the 7th Legion would tear our partisan army to shreds. And as capable a warrior as Fluffy is, if he were to charge headlong into the heart of the enemy, he would be overwhelmed by sheer numbers. But if we don't do something, Allie and Alphonse are as good as dead. I know Severa, and so did Allie when she wrote that letter. Returning alive was never part of her plan. Can you hear me? I'm in Werlyt, just outside Castrum Collinum. All hells have broken loose. There was an enormous explosion, and through the smoke and flames I saw what appeared to be another weapon. At this rate, the entire... Confound it, we have lost the signal. This must be what Allie spoke of in her letter, a way to end it all. Alphonse and the others were planning this from the beginning. To bring the weapon project to completion and use it to free Werlyt from the Empire, even at the cost of their own lives. If the revolutionaries were to hear that a weapon has been unleashed upon the Imperial headquarters, they would see it as the perfect opportunity to strike. If it's running amok, it may not distinguish between our allies and the Imperials. A large force would draw too much attention, but the 3 of us should be able to get close enough without it noticing us. Between us, we'll find a way to save them. I cannot allow it. This is my burden to bear, and I shall bear it alone. I'll have you know my record for surviving dangerous missions is impeccable. So far. Very well. For the time being, I will have the revolutionaries stand by and await my signal. An opportunity to reclaim Werlyt may yet present itself. But we must first be allowed to remove the threat of this new weapon. Severa, have Cid ready the G-Warrior. Understood. Understood, sir. Once your preparations are complete, let us reconvene outside the hangar. Sometime earlier in the 7th Legion's Wurlit headquarters. How wonderful it is to see you again, my dear. I was beginning to think that you weren't coming back. In my impatience, I may have vented my frustrations on that brother of yours. I do hope you'll forgive me. Lord Valens, you mentioned before that the previous weapons were merely prototypes used to gather combat data within their cores. Yes, very good. I see you were paying attention, after all. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, the primals they absorbed and the data they accumulated will serve a singular purpose. The completion of my masterpiece, the diamond weapon. But while you and your siblings were able to retrieve the necessary data from the ruby weapon before Gaius and his lackeys arrived, Sapphire and Emerald were handed to the enemy on a silver platter. Those worthless curs failed to meet even my exceedingly low expectations. As detailed in my report, I took it upon myself to infiltrate Gaius Balsar's band of rebels and reclaim the data. Yes, you have done well, my dear. My engineers have already finished feeding it to the diamond weapon. Then all that remains is for me to resume my role as its pilot, and for you to release my brother and the rest of our compatriots, as per our agreement. Of course, a handful of savages is a small price to pay for your remarkable talents. Even though the weapon project's revolutionary technology allows even an untrained pilot to fight with the skills of a veteran soldier, only the truly gifted can draw out the full potential of the synthetic orocyte. In addition to their physical attributes and combat prowess, I require unwavering loyalty before I can even consider entrusting a candidate with one of my creations. And you are everything I desire. I am honored that you regard me so highly, Lord Valens. However, in return for my continued cooperation, I wish to propose an extra condition to our arrangement. I request that the people of Wurlit be given full imperial citizenship and the right to self-govern. My, how very bold of you, and quite astute at that. Yes, I could grant the people of Wurlit citizenship, if I so desired. Unfortunately, a mere legatus such as myself is in no position to simply relinquish control of imperial territory on a whim. Come now, we both know that the weapons are but a means to an end. Your true intent is to march on the capital and claim it for yourself, correct? Once you have taken the throne, one small territory would seem a fair reward for those who played a vital role in the ascension of Emperor Valens. Ha 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 ha! I say, for someone so sweet and innocent, you certainly drive a hard bargain. Very well, if it's Wurlit you want, it's yours. I'll soon have no need for this stinking backwater province anyway. And what about my brother? Ah, yes, Alwick. Or was it Alfred? Whatever his name is. You needn't worry. I've made special arrangements for him. You'll be perfectly safe, provided you uphold your side of the agreement. Excellent. Now, let's get you aboard the diamond weapon, shall we? Ah, one step closer to my coronation. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I know this isn't what Father would have wanted, but it's the only way. Please forgive me. Initiating the synthetic aura sight system. All sensors activated. So far, so good. Diamond weapon, codenamed Xenos. Commencing activation sequence. Behold, perfection itself. Melisandre, Rickon, and Rex gave their lives. That others may live without fear. The aura sight is taking hold. I'm just glad that you didn't have to go through this, Alphonse, but you'll have to go on without me. You and Father still must work together to... I'm sorry I can't be there at your side. This is the only way. What's that, my dear? Is something the matter? The diamond weapon is mine. Your tyranny ends here, Valens. Lasers. Lordborn filth. If you think your little performance had me fooled, you are sorely mistaken. What are you waiting for? Shut it down! Yes, my lord. Transmitting deactivation signal. It's not responding. What a shitty plan. Gaius raised a bunch of idiots. An insolent whelp had me worried for a moment. Bring her to me alive, even if it means damaging the machine. When I'm through with her, she will beg for death. Stomp, stomp, stomp. No, I can't let it end like this. Melisandre, Rickon, Rex, guide my hand. I mean, they obviously were idiots also. Alphonse, wherever you are, lend me your strength. Combat sample ready. Initiating Overmind. Subject name Visit. Overmind? What is that? Damn. This can't be. It's ignoring the shutdown signal and initiating Overmind. But how? Don't care how. Stop that thing before it brings down the whole castrum. Ready to depart? I'll send for Master Garland. We all expected another weapon to appear sooner or later, but not quite like this. According to Valdalen, after it finished laying waste to the headquarters of the 7th Legion, it took to the skies. Though this has dealt a massive blow to the Imperial forces, I am certain that Allie is on board the weapon. It must be halted before she comes to harm, and for that I need the G-Warrior and airships to transport it. I see that one thing hasn't changed since your days as the Black Wolf, your penchant for gigantic war machina. But if this means the G-Warrior has another chance to shine, I'd be happy to oblige, only this time. Rather than having it unceremoniously towed by airships, I have a more dynamic entrance in mind. It's good to see you again, Fluffy. From what I hear, we have you to thank for Avelina volunteering to help the Ironworks. Since she joined the team, our work has come on leaps and bounds. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to finally put my knowledge and skills to good use. And as far as I can tell, your target is the diamond weapon, the most powerful of them all. What's worse, its design incorporates all of the combat data and abilities of the other weapons, making it far more formidable than those you encountered before. Thankfully, we've had time to prepare for such an occasion. Would you care to elaborate? Let me put it like this. Thanks to Avelina's tireless dedication, the G-Warrior has been reborn. But there'll be time to explain more on the way. Come on, the Enterprise is waiting. Very impressive. May I ask what purpose it serves? Since our objective is to rescue the pilot, we've added a means of capturing the diamond weapon. We come to save lives, not to end them, and for that reason, the G-Warrior has been reborn. I present to you the G-Savior. Cheesy as hell. Alright. Once again, Sid and his engineers have provided precisely what we require before we even knew it ourselves. Due to the added complexity, we'll have Gaius pilot, while Fluffy handles the various armaments. Agreed. There will be little opportunity for us to grow accustomed to our roles, but even so, we must succeed at all cost. Still to see so much as a wisp of beard disappearing around the corner. Konog must be further down. Bounce, 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 bounce. Uh, Anog. Anog, look over here. Don't run off, Konog. It's dangerous. Let your big sister take the lead. Wow. Look at White Konog move. Anog, Anog, are you down there? I'm coming. Anog, answer me. This is a flashback of her dying? No. Nog, are you behind this thing? Anog, please, say something. What? Anog, it's you, isn't it? Nog. Thing from the orb can't be Anog. I'm sorry. How do you know? How did you even know about back when she... Never mind, it doesn't matter. Anog is what matters. Anog, she... Let's go home and take some time to think, alright? Fine. Sorry, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Poor little dwarf. Tell me you found him. What's the matter? afraid something has happened to Anog. She fell from a cliff, you say, and then when she reappeared from this orb, there wasn't a scratch on her? I admit that sounds bad, but I found those two in these very tunnels myself, years ago. They were a pair of troublemakers since the start. They've always been a little strange, to be sure. They have good hearts, though, both of them. Anog's too headstrong to let a little tumble keep her down, and I'm certain she'll be back with us before you know it. As for the orb, I haven't the slightest idea, so don't you go prodding it. Keep it quiet for now. We may not be able to keep Konog from dashing off again later, but we can preserve the peace for now. Lolly, I may have been too optimistic, Fluffy McGee. The fact that the villagers are still nursing a grudge doesn't surprise me. Not that I haven't tried to make them think better of it, but why hasn't Anog come back and given them what for yet? It ain't like her to fret over what people think. Then there's Konog. I was worried he'd go chasing after her again. Which is why I'm even more worried that he's been shut up in the tunnels this whole time. Chief. Oops. Right there. Two boots are better than one, as they say. Something's wrong somewhere. Looks like I have other business to take care of. Not that I was having much luck here. Can you check on Konog in my stead? Well, with Anog gone and the villagers treating him like he's got the blight, he could do with a reminder that not everyone has abandoned him. And who's to say, maybe one of your tales of adventure will cheer him up. Got just the thing, though I've forgotten the names of everyone involved. I'm sure whatever you come up with will be fine, probably. Let me know how he's doing, alright? Even if he doesn't want to talk to me, I want him to have the help he needs, is all. Right, nobody's queuing up right now. I'm gonna turn on my air conditioner. It's getting warm in here. Oh, it is on. What the heck? What the heck? Konog is radiating an uncommon amount of heat. The many layers insulating his head probably aren't helping. So the beards are fake? Is that what this is implying? What? Feeling like your head is full of fiery bees? That's a fever. No, I'm fine. Got to find Anog. Nope, you're not going anywhere. Anog. Anog, I'm... What are we doing? Okay, back to the... Oh, not collapsed. We need to do something about that fever. I think some of my wife's supply of remedies arrived. I'll go and see. You keep an eye on Konog. Look at White. Where did he go? I know he wanted to search for Anog, but how did he even make it out of here? We'll worry about that later. Damn it all. Let's go quickly. Going outside. Who's there? You. It's probably Anog robot. Should ask around, find out if anyone saw him go past. Not that I expect they'll be too inclined to help. Still, any lead is better than none at all. I'll speak with my miners. You talk to whoever else. No, I haven't seen Konog leaving the village. Why? Finally realized he's no good to us and left, did he? Without him or Anog, who's going to be held responsible for what happened? Their collaborator here, for one. Listen, outsider, I'm sure you thought you were helping, but... now we're doomed. Now Konog's missing too. We're dropping dwarves like ale from a leaky cask. Well, I hope you find him. The matter of culpability is still unsettled, and I'll never get the villagers to agree on what's what if the most guilty-looking parties up and vanish. Search for Konog, you say? That can't be easy. Those twins aren't really the sort to stand still. Wish I could help, but I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. Not more than usual, at any rate. Certainly no fever-addled dwarves. Nothing out of the ordinary. Not more unordinary than the usual unordinary. Lolly, I thought I'd never escape Ho. Who knew that questioning every miner in the Comra could be so time-consuming? Hope you weren't waiting too long. Did you learn anything useful? Wish I could say I was surprised. My lot also had some difficulty. Focusing on the immediate issue, But one of them did see Konog. It sounds like he was wandering in the direction of the crater. Again, we should search the area. I don't know why that's a surprise. The one place he wanted to go. What's that big wheel? Some kind of machine? Technology from another world, I guess. I mean, it's a satellite if you want to know. Well, that doesn't sound good, though I'm still more concerned about where Konog might have gone. Perhaps I should have mentioned where I found him last time. You think he's inside? He's probably not alone. Here we go again. Oh, oops. The voice of no return. The color of depression. Yeah. If you're ready to face whatever's in there, then let's get this over with. The longer we wait, the more I worry. If anything in there needs killing, I can handle it myself. Coming with you. I'll leave the dangerous bits to you, but I can't stand by and do nothing. I need to make sure he's safe. Please. Can we run this stupid path over and over and over? Still haven't decided what I want to do about my AI program. I guess for parsing sentences and summarizing and stuff, I should try. I think it's the BART model, which I can theoretically run locally. And then if I put together parsing, I could send some number of queries to OpenAI or something. The end response, I just feel like won't be any good if it's less advanced than GPT-4. But I don't know. Guess I can worry about just getting. I mean, I could also theoretically run GPT-2 locally. Maybe I'll do both. Could have a couple different characters. One of them's very dumb. Maybe multiple of them are very dumb. I don't know how many models. Just to boot up a model probably takes a while. So I wouldn't want to boot up a model for every response. I'd want the model to be running probably. It's a dilemma. Maybe I can look into getting my old computer to run again. Might be able to run a model on its own. Sorry for lagging behind. I have to keep reminding myself not to get distracted. To tell the truth, I'm starting to understand the intrigue. You said that the place you found Konog before is through here? Konog. What an unnecessarily dramatic camera pan. It wasn't a reveal. Beings of this world, watch closely. What? Anog? Oh, she's a good guy. There's no time. Destroy the sphere, quickly! I'm gonna have to run all the way back through that whole hallway. The Cloud Deck. Mark 1, Anti-Icon. Workmish Machina, the Diamond Weapon. Diamonds Mark 1? Target in sight. Pin it down with a salvo. Threat detected. Returning fire. Damn. I got missiles. Those missiles are like such a different technological level than the rest of this world. I mean, I guess the Garlean Machina in general is a different technological level. diamond weapon kinda sucks for all their talking it up. Won't let you down, Rickon. Oops. Fucked it up twice. Familiar male voice. It's close. This one's for you, Rex. Oh fuck. They did it. The least believable one of these weapon fights yet. We must reach the diamond weapon before the Imperials. In all the years since the invasion, this place has hardly changed. I was expecting to find some sign of the 7th Legion here, but it would appear the diamond weapon has already taken them out of the equation. I pray we are not too late. I honestly don't care that much about these guys. Like, it sucks that they were raised in the country they were, or whatever. But as soon as we, like, the first guy, or the first girl that we kill, that was on us. That was my bad. And, like, I would have had a lot of sympathy for them. Allie! But then they just kept coming. They kept throwing themselves into the fire. With, like, this was supposed to be their grand plan, I guess? To steal the diamond weapon? But, like, why? And supposedly the data from all the other weapons was important. I mean, she was able to use it in that fight or whatever. So if they just didn't do that, please take her back to Turncliffe. I have some unfinished business to attend to. They just didn't oversoul. Like, it's not like the guy didn't beat them anyways. Even if they insist on actually fighting, just don't oversoul. Now to learn what has become of Alphonse. You have a score to settle. Now is your chance. Show yourself. Come to gloat, have you, Gaius? It's not over yet. How does Gaius look like the youngest person in all these also? Certainly have an instinct for self-preservation. I would expect nothing less from the coward who sacrificed his own soldiers to further his ambitions. How dare you speak to me of ambitions? You are the one who stood in my way at every turn. If not for your meddling, the Empire would have been mine. Mine! Enough of your delusions of grandeur. Where is Alphonse? Heh. Why, he's right in front of you. What? Once you hear the answer, you'll kick yourself for not realizing it sooner. You see, in all of the previous models, the combat data was either incomplete or unstable in some way, making their performance in battle wildly unpredictable. But then an idea struck me. Rather than using data gathered in battle, I should use something a little more realistic. Turns out that beloved boy of yours was quite brilliant. When he put his mind to it. By my ingenuity, he has been reborn as the core of the greatest machine ever devised. None but the great Lord Valens van Varo could conceive such a marvel. Ah ha 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 ha! Ah ha 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 ha! And to think that Alec came here to steal the diamond weapon to save her brother, only to find he'd already become a part of it. Perhaps it wasn't the reunion she'd envisioned, but I'm sure she was grateful nonetheless. Oh, that might also explain why Overmind activated all by itself. It was clearly an attempt to protect his precious sister. A fascinating anomaly. But I can't stand disobedience. That such atrocities should continue unabated is proof of the rot that has spread throughout the Empire. Your crimes are an affront not only to Garlemald, but to all of mankind. Now you will die. See? Have you forgotten, Gaius? I've seen your data. I know your every move. Such pitiful swordsmanship is a relic of the past, just like you. Terminus est Rocia Mors. Garg. This wasn't in my data. Reactivating synthetic aura sight system. This can't be. How is it still functional? Removing memory inhibitors. What? You? Stop this at once. Please let me go, Albert. No, Alfarmed. You and the names of those sacrificed in your twisted experiments are beneath your notice. You are beyond redemption. Who are you to judge me, Gaius? Do you remember the names of the tens of thousands of men, women, and children killed for the sake of your conquests? I do not deny the blood spilled at my behest, nor will I run from my past. That is why I fight, to prevent the wrongs I committed from being repeated. No, stop, I beg you. You can't do this to me. I'm Valens van Varo. Better than Gaius. It can't end this way. Funny Foley work. Alphonse? Alphonse, my son, I have failed you. But this is not the end. I will see your dreams fulfilled. This I swear. I ask only that you, Melisandre, Rickon, and Rex watch over me. Did he just get a boner? Father, the memories stored in the diamond weapon. Give them to Hallie. Watch over her in my stead. Father, I cannot go on like this. Please. I understand. Thank you. I'm proud to call myself your son. So the culmination of their grand plan, which got almost all of them killed. One, it probably did help divert attention from other random innocent people. Somewhat. Probably also got, well, I mean, I guess the only real downside was that theoretically I had to fight more complete things. Which, like, I could handle it, I guess. Like, maybe that's okay. But still, it didn't accomplish much. It accomplished being the one who killed that I already forgot his name, guy. When he was beaten already. Like, they did the popping of his head. That was the big culmination of their plan. I hated that. They turned everything into a mecca. And for what? I see. We will remain here until further notice. That was Gaius. Valens van Varo and the weapon project are no more. Seizing the opportunity, the Wurlit revolutionaries have taken control of the city. Though they still suffered considerable losses, they have at last gained their freedom. And even with the Empire gone, for people like me, life under Imperial rule is all we've ever known. We might never be able to heal the scars left by decades of oppression. While there is hope for those who have survived this ordeal, nothing can bring back the dead. The loss of my wife and daughter left a void in me that can never be filled. In the years since, I have struggled to find a purpose, a reason to keep on living. It is the same for Gaius. No matter how hard he tries to make amends, the children he lost are gone forever. Oh, good. The recent events in Wurlit have had a profound impact on the lives of many, many people, but none more so than Allie. She's been in a state of shock ever since she returned. We've even called in Sid to see if he can ascertain what the problem might be. You see, there's a strong possibility that the diamond weapon itself is what's caused Allie to close herself off like this, but for the time being, all we can do is wait. There was one thing. Evelina came by looking for you earlier, so perhaps you could go and see her. Thank you for coming to meet me. I'm glad to see you're none the worse for your experiences. Actually, I've been meaning to show you this. It's a rock. Put a piece of metal on a rock. Thanks to the Ala Mhigan resistance, the monument to the fallen is complete. Though they may no longer be with us, we'll never forget them. This way, they'll always be a part of Turncliffe, and future generations will be reminded of the sacrifices that were made. You're always so kind to me, and now it is my turn to do the same for others. Evelina is absorbed in prayer. Now would be a good time to return to Severa. What a pointless little show and tell that was. Hope all is well with Avelina. Actually, while you were speaking with her, I received word that Gaius will be here soon. Great. I don't know why I care about any of this. I wish to see Allie. Would you send for her? Fast. Allie. Ugh. Does she even recognize me? At first, we thought the weapon's influence had caused this, but it seems there is more to it than that. The surgeons say that this is most likely the result of intense trauma. Her mind has been scarred, perhaps irrevocably. She boarded the diamond weapon with the intention of saving her brother. Little did she know that Valens had used the synthetic Orocyte system to transform Alphonse into a living component of the machine. Then, when she boarded the diamond weapon, she finally learned the horrible truth. I've never heard of anything so cruel. Just a moment. In each of the previous cases, pilots became fused with the weapon's core, so how was Allie able to escape a similar fate? That's one of the many things we're still looking into. There is no need. I already know the answer. It was Alphonse who kept her safe. In the end, I was unable to save your brother, my son. All they wanted was a place to call home, where they could live in peace. But after all the pain and hardship they endured, this is their reward. No, this is not the end of their story. I taught them the strong must lead the weak, that absolute power corrupts absolutely, and those who have suffered at the hands of the corrupt are beyond counting. Alphonse dreamed of a land without oppressors and the oppressed, where all may live as equals. Thanks to his sacrifice and that of his siblings, the cornerstones of such a nation have been laid. Oops. And now it has come to pass. I will see that their ideals are upheld. This I swear, as their father. The long and arduous process of rebuilding Werlyt has begun. In the days to follow, I shall be working alongside the new government to create a place that people like Allie and Severa would be proud to call home. For so long, all that kept me alive was hate, but the time has come to cast it aside. I'm going with you. I'll only regret it if I don't. And while nothing I do can bring back the ones I've lost, I owe it to them to make the most of the life I've been given. Times change, People change, and it's just as well. We inventors would soon find ourselves out of work if everything stayed the same. If you've a need for my creations, just say the word. You know, Gaius, I could fill a book with all the things I've been meaning to say to you over the years, but what would be the point? What's done is done. There is one thing, though. If anyone can get through to Allie, it's you. She looks up to you the same way I did as a boy. Don't give up on her. For all my life, I've been searching for my place in the world. Everywhere I went, I was always on the outside looking in. But I've realized if we can't find one, we just have to make it ourselves. That's what I learned from Gaius's children. Despite everything, they never gave up, and neither will I. For now at least, my place is at Gaius's side. I'll follow him and see where this journey leads. And before I leave, I want to tell you how grateful I am that you chose to stand by us until the end. I hope we'll meet again one day. All this time, I'd been trying to convince myself that Gaius was every bit the villain I'd imagined him to be. Ruthless subjugator of nations, evil made flesh. And while many who fight under the banner of Garlemald are all that and worse, I realize now that Gaius was driven by his own notions of right and wrong, misguided as they were. Since then, he has turned his back on the Empire and its hateful doctrine. His guilt and anguish only strengthen his resolve. The day I spared his life, he was given a second chance to set right the wrongs he had committed, to become the man his children believed him to be. I was a father once, a husband. In many ways, I still am. And even though they're no longer with me, I want to be someone they would be proud of. Now I too have been given a chance to make a difference in a land far from home. I'll never forget my past, but neither will I be beholden to it. When I meet the people of Werlet, I'll be sure to tell the tale of your bravery and compassion. May it grant them the strength to face the struggles ahead. Pray, go in peace, my friend. Though we were brought together under strange circumstances, Valdalen, Severa, and I will continue to work together, at least for the foreseeable future. Well, here they are. And who might these charming young men be? They were found in the 7th Legion's headquarters, in one of the few areas that escaped unscathed following the Diamond Weapons rampage. Perhaps that was Alphonse's intention. Do not be afraid. We mean you no harm. That thing on your forehead. My name is Gaius Baelsar, and like Valens van Varo, I was once a legatus of the Garlean Empire. Though I believed I was fighting for a just cause, my conquest came at a terrible cost. Pray forgive me. I do not mean to scare you. If you would lend me your ears, I have a story to tell. A group of courageous young men and women, not so different from yourselves, stood up to protect their people from the tyranny of the Empire. They fought with everything they had, and finally, victory was theirs. But it came at a terrible price. As their father, I still struggle to come to terms with their sacrifice. And yet, they have entrusted the future to me. I will stop at nothing to see their dream fulfilled. Even so, there is only so much one old soldier can achieve by himself. I would be honored to have your support in the days to come. At ease, lads. He's not as scary as he looks. And if he steps out of line, he'll have me to answer to. Though they were fortunate enough to escape the destruction of the castrum, they may have been injured while fleeing. Have the surgeons look them over and find a place for them to stay. There's a whole gaggle of them. Seems the time has come for us to go our separate ways once more. I myself can scarcely believe that we were once bitter adversaries, but my encounters with you have led me to question the very ideals I swore to uphold. What is strength? What is weakness? If those who grasp the reins of power are said to be the strong, then those who lack such power must therefore be the weak, for better or worse. However, we are far more complex creatures than that. I see now that true strength is not granted by others, but resides within us. Strength of character, of spirit, of resolve. Therein lies the power to cast off the shackles of oppression, to overcome any adversity, to stand firm in the face of impossible odds. That is the strength you possess. May it never leave you. It seems I will have to summon all the resolve I can muster if I am to keep my promise to Alphonse. The process of establishing the independent governance of Werlyt is underway, and I will do all in my power to see it become everything my children dreamed of and more. For the immediate future, we shall continue to work closely with the Alamegan resistance, whose role in the revolution cannot be understated. That reminds me, if you are passing by Porta Praetoria, soldiers stationed there wish to hear your version of events. Please give them my regards. I hope that when our paths cross again, I will have glad tidings to share with you. Until next we meet. Welcome back, Fluffy. Congratulations on another hard-earned victory. Ever since we first heard the news, I've been dying to hear exactly how it all unfolded. So, what can you tell me of this diamond weapon? By Raglar's beard, even for the Empire that must be a new low. Those poor orphans. I can only pray that the citizens of Werlyt are able to enjoy the freedom that Gaius's wards gave their lives for. At the very least, we need no longer live in fear of the monstrous creations birthed by the weapon project. I shall add your account to our official report. Finally, on behalf of the Alamegan resistance and the whole of Eorzea, for that matter, allow me to express my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you.
More housing garbage.
Meanwhile, somewhere or other that's not here. Father, the memories stored in the diamond weapon. Give them to Ali. The gasp. What? Hmm? Projections from within the synthetic aura site. These are his memories. Their memories.
Don't want to live in a world without you. That's why I'm going with you. No, not yet, Allie. Now is not your time. Father still needs you. Please take care of him in our place. If you're worried about Alphonse, don't be. He's got us for company. We want you to see this new world for yourself. We will forever be at your side, Allie. I'm the only one left. But I'll never be alone. Father. In. Lock this thing, but I don't want to watch it. Fuck off. Back to here. I don't know why I'm keeping the housing stuff. Guess I won't. That's for... Nope. Wrong one. Bum, bum, ba-da, ba. Ba-dum. Bum 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 ba-dum.
Okay, and we're back.
Sorry for lagging behind. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, dog. There's no time. Destroy the sphere, quickly! This is bad. We have to get out. Damn it, we're too late. Seven hells was that? I know you're confused, but there's no time. We must destroy that sphere. 2P's plans are already in motion, and this whole world will be consumed. We won't let that happen. We came to save this world, and now we have a debt to repay. You saved 9S after all. There's still so much here we haven't seen, right, 2B? Focus on the mission. Right. Leave it to us. It'll take everything we've got to stop them. I believe we can succeed, but we'll need your help. Be ready. It'd feel weirder if you weren't ordering me around. Duly noted. Sorry, Chief. Can you look after Konog? You're sorry? Yes, of course. I'll carry him back and make sure he rests. You look after yourself now, and tell me what all of this is about later. You make for the tower. Still hard to hear. Airflow.
Guess I should mend my shit. Once I made a significant contribution. What? Come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul, and a means to return the Scions home. I trust you, too, have been making good use of your time. Ill tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others, that we might all be apprised of the situation.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
Now that we're all here, what news are from the source?
A new Ultima weapon. We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Beclug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will.
However?
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allagan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within aurosite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, We must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allagan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
You're looking at me, I'm fine.
My apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? We have little time, so I will be brief. A Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. Sin Eater. I had heard some few yet remained after the night had returned, but perhaps we should call the others. That will not be necessary. It is only a single Sin Eater. A simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency. They gain nothing from an easy victory, but you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Let's be about it then. Excellent. Then let us make for Fort Job. If you'd wait here a moment, I will gather the others. may not remember, but we have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Oops. I was at death's door that day after the Sin Eaters attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through, and I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, holding a blade again, it filled me with dread. Oh. Matt. That is no way to honor her or my comrades, and so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. It's an interesting claim. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Truly, it seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride in Amara to go and save the Oracle. Boing, 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 boing.
Thank you all for joining for the attic today. It is our Wednesday to attend for summon Tabino Andy as you will itadakimasu.
There's no actual meaning buff behind anything machines do. It's locked. You need to destroy the obstructing consciousnesses from the network, inside the network. I'll hack the door. You infiltrate the network. Take down any guards. Oh, whoops. Network is a place? Enemy sighted.
mechanics happening here. Gravity blocks or something. Direction is coming from. It's over there, so why isn't it? I guess he does the second one. Yeah. Obsolete hairpin.
This tower, 体験模式と track を売ります。Here you will experience learning process 体験を通じてお楽しみ。
Ow. What did I do? shield is horrible. Through my poor baby eyes. Damn. Is there like a bring them down at the same time mechanic? Hopefully not. We are in the network egress.
Mankind witnesses the jealousy of a new world. Namun aku gitu guys, kan cosmos. Please, that's my dulu. Wait to be forward.
is Red Girl. Fuck. He just tanks it. No. Ooh. That last one felt like bullshit. Some little control over your nature. What's up with this thing? I supposed to be? Who am I? So many shoes. Enemy units.
What will it take for these things to die? You will be among the first to see the new world. Destroyed. It was a long cinematic. Let the light in. You. Where?
supposed to face the black towards the middle. Seems like it. Falling over here for some reason. This thing has so much life. Is it white or black? It's black. Damn. Feel like I was doing it. I'm gonna get hit by something else. Inflorescence. Interesting name. Deus et machina. Bum 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 bum. The tower at Paradigm's Breach. Ants. That's a tabletop thing. I got a card. And a materia currency. And some gear I didn't particularly want. Can't let it keep opening. Back me up here, 2B. Stretch. What are you doing? I'll help you from the other side. Take care of Konog. Alert, Unit 2B and 9S vital systems offline. Save data found in memory regions. Initiating playback. This is Yurha Unit 2B recording. We discovered that our enemies, the white-clothed androids, the tower, that colossal girl, came from that white orb. As did 9S and I. It's a gate between worlds, and its purpose is to destroy this one. As long as 9S and I are on this side, it can never be closed. We have to go. But we'll save the memories of our reunion, and of the time we spent in this world with you. Some things are just too precious to lose. So, thank you. Payback ended. Lolly, that scared the shite out of me, ho! The tower just up and disappeared. It sort of folded in on itself in the blink of an eye. Glad to see that you're safe, though. So, what happened in there?
won't pretend I understand half of that. Can't say metaphysics is my area of expertise. Still, I knew that those androids in white and their weird orb were trouble. And you're saying that you gave them what for, so they won't be coming back, which is good, right? Glad to hear it. Thanks for risking your neck for us. Where's Anog, though? And your android friends, for that matter? Seems like they should have come back with you. I'm sorry. No, but why? It just don't seem fair. I was holding out hope, you know, that everyone would be fine and life would go back to normal. I should have known better, sure, but someone will need to tell the villagers again. As for Konog, can you speak with him? I managed to talk him out of running back in there as soon as he woke up, but this might be better coming from you, or maybe I'm just a coward. You're back. Where's everyone else? No, she can't be gone. She wouldn't leave me forever. Because if she did, there'd be no one left who... A letter? From Anog? Konog. I've been to another world. I've seen it. Is that it? What does she mean? The world, they're constructs? That's hardly a reason to run off on her own. She could have. I would have. I have something I need to do, so... That watch belongs to the chief's wife. I found it when I was clearing rubble earlier. It was broken, but I went ahead and fixed it. She'd probably like it back, so you can give it to the chief for me. Wouldn't they be happier if you delivered it yourself? I can't. I need to... Never mind. I'm sorry. I appreciate all that you've done for us. If only I was as strong as you are. Maybe someday. How did it go? Yeah, something for the missus. Wicked White, we thought this was gone for good. She'll be glad to have it back. It's all she has left of her parents. Why didn't Konog come in person, though? You must know we'd want to thank him. The fuck is that? No, not him too. It seems that you once again have cause to comfort a distraught dwarf. Left a letter of farewell. He's gone. I wish I could have done something. Anything. We've lost them both. And it's our own fault. We drove them to this. This can't be right. What do you plan to do about it? I don't know what I should do. I don't know how to make things right, but villagers need to understand that we can't keep on like this. They might be better listeners now that they don't have to live in fear anymore. If they can believe that's the case, that is. Would you mind sticking around? It'll seem more credible coming from the both of us. Here for as long as you need me. I knew you would be. You're always willing to do what needs doing. I'm ready to do my part, too. Wait here. You're all here. I have an important announcement. Fluffy has put an end to those machines and their plot. That means the danger is past, but more importantly, that it's time we look to the future. We'll need to come together. Hold your iron frogs. Even if those things are true, this ain't over. Culprits need to be brought to justice. How can you expect people to move forward if we don't set an example? That's right. We want to see consequences. Death. Mutilation. Do you really? We need to talk them down, or we'll never get anywhere with this. Bloodthirsty bastards. The most prudent course is to cooperate with Glag and rid the village of the guilty party. Then everything will be as it was. Is it really prudent to follow harm with cruelty? If it weren't, Glag wouldn't have suggested it. He's the Elder. He knows how these things work. If not, then no, don't be ridiculous. I only need to do what Glag says, right? Then he won't blame me, and whatever happens, it won't be my fault. No, this is a choice you must make yourself. But then it'll be my responsibility, no matter what happens. Someone else should be the one. The sooner we do away with the culprit, the sooner we can all relax. You know I'm right. Glag thinks so too. Change your tune if the finger were pointed at you. You wouldn't dare accuse me. Everyone knows I'm innocent. Don't they? All we need is 1 or 2 people to take the blame. Then the rest of us can get back to our normal lives. You planning to volunteer? Why should I? I've done nothing wrong. No, not a single thing. Justice should be swift and decisive, I say. Nothing so satisfying as the headsman's axe coming down. Justice isn't about personal gratification. Why shouldn't it be? Punish one person and everyone else feels better for it. That's justification enough. Anything would be better than feeling like this. Well, they've settled down a bit at least. Thanks for that. Still sober, eh? Then I'll ask, what do you reckon we should do? Whatever doesn't involve me hearing everyone's opinions again. Maybe the outsider's right. We'll never agree on who should take the blame for the attack, which means the real problem is Glag. I did feel a lot more confident before he started telling us to listen to other perspectives. He's been trying to turn us against each other, but he's the elder here. Shouldn't he have seen our village's fiery destruction by skybound machines coming? What? No. No one could have foreseen this, no matter how wise they are. Or how hard they try. No one's right every time. We've all made mistakes here, believe me. Anog, Konog, Glag, the whole lot of you, and me, all of us. We failed each other. Alas, there he goes again. Ali, sorry you had to see that hoe. May not be cut out for public speaking. I won't give up on putting Comra back together, though, in whatever way I can. I don't know what we should have done, but there's nothing for it but to try and do better, day by day, moment by moment. Day by day, moment by moment. I admit, I feel better knowing you'll be around. But pardon me. I was thinking about what you said, and I realized I probably haven't been the most helpful. I'm choosing to try harder from now on, so if you need another pair of hands... You're more than welcome to join us. Though I'd say we're all past due for a little breather after all that's happened. Take a rest. Chief's orders. Understood. I'll be just over there then, with my thoughts. Yes, not a problem. It's a little odd, but he's got the spirit. I look forward to putting the both of you to work. At your earliest convenience, of course. Lolly, thanks again for offering to help us rebuild our village Ho. So, are you rested and ready to begin the work? No time like the present. Wonderful. I can't tell you how reassuring it is to have you with us. Now, to begin with, we need to discuss how we're going to tackle our task. If you could join our nervous friend over there, I'll be along after I see to some preparation. What's up with that? Wow, it's come. My doom has come. Doom. Oh, it's just you. Sorry, force of habit. So, is it time? To rebuild, that is. Everyone's here. Good. Let's get right to it. I have an idea that I want to run by the two of you. In order to rebuild, we're going to need lots of supplies and willing hands, neither of which we have a whole heap of at the moment. But then I thought, what if we availed ourselves of the technology used by the machines? With the wealth of parts they left behind, we have all the materials we need to rebuild and upgrade our automata to do the work. Not only would it be practical, since we'd be using the force behind our destruction for our salvation, it's also poetic. For your part in this, Fluffy, I'd ask you to venture into the tunnels and gather those items, what might be useful. Whatever you find, you can bring to our friend here. He'll examine objects to see how they might be put to use. And that's about it. So what do you think? Sounds like a plan. Good, good. With this, the rebuilding can finally commence. We'll prove to everyone that you can't keep us dwarves down, except maybe with copious amounts of grog. That's been an issue historically. Well, I'd best be getting back to my post. Without someone breathing down their necks, our miners are liable to stand around with their thumbs up their arses. If you have any questions, you can direct them at our friend here. Between you and me, we're probably doomed to fail, but if it's going to happen anyway, there's no point in delaying it. That's to say, if you're ready to begin, then so am I. Weekly quest, which continues the story, is now available from the Doomsaying Dwarf and Comra, and your aid, and help the dwarves of Comra to rebuild their home. Okay, so it's another thing like, all that grinds is not gloom. Ready to go to your doom, get to work? Are you? Good, good. As per the chief's instructions, your task is to gather items the machines left behind that might prove useful for rebuilding our village. Do you know any suitable places for this? There's a base. Oh, that sounds perfectly forbidding. While you're out there searching, I'll get my tools ready for dismantling. I look forward to seeing the spoils of your foray. Copied factory is the dungeon, right? Yeah. But it doesn't... I don't know. Maybe it's just telling me to queue up. Do I want to do that? No, it's not telling me to queue up. Guess I could check out Doma too. I don't think Doma wants any of this junk, but never know. Running through the factory. All the way to the corpse room. Well, tringe my beard. I've never seen anything like this. It's not going to suddenly spring to life and strangle me, is it? Maybe. No? Well, if you're sure, I'll set about studying it at once. Oh, I should mention that the chief was looking for you. Seems he has news to share. It's something dreadful, I shouldn't doubt. Lolly, you'll never believe this hoe, Fluffy. Something's arrived at the village for you, from Konog. Looks to be some kind of technological what's-it. See this gold pattern here? Haven't the faintest how you'd read it, though. This portable archive the siblings built should do the trick. Huh? So you just wave this archive at it. Well, there you go. Feel free to check it at your leisure. You know, might be as Konog's up and left the village, but the fact that he's still keeping in touch gives me hope that he hasn't given up on us yet. So I'll keep doing what I can. I'll keep working to change this village into a place that Konog would want to return to. We've got lots of mountains to climb, and it's going to take a lot of time, but bit by bit, and with your help, I'm sure we'll get there. The message can be viewed in the Portal Mall archive. Where was the portable archive? Dear Fluffy, I hope this message finds you. I'm going on a journey to learn the secrets of the White Spheres for myself. Maybe some of them will be of use to you. Keep a record just in case. Okay, so he's just gonna update me when I do date or weeklies. Sure. Where am I trying to go? Gashi, maybe? Bum, bum, bum. Getting sleepy again. If I go to sleep now, I'm probably gonna be up in a couple hours and then just all night. Wish somebody wanted to play games with me. Gum? bunch of furniture. I don't know. Do I keep these things? Am I ever gonna want them? Bum, 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 bum. What do I cap it off with? Some oysters. On behalf of the Shizenkai, thank you for your support. Much progress has been made on the yard owing to Master Tsurunaki's guidance. I have no doubt he would enjoy telling you of his triumphs. As it happens, I expect I will soon have wonderful news to deliver to him as well. I should be glad if you were present for it. Hey. Again, we are graced by the warrior's presence, to whom we owe so much. Look, look, is it not a thing of beauty, glorious and splendid? Quick as a flash, the carpenter's work, putting my smiths to shame. But so be it. More time for them to finally use that which they have built. Master Tsurunuki, Fluffy. By the kami, what sorcery is this? The boy Hosen here, but you were for the west on Lady Yukiri's boat. To Eorzea's shores, aye. There we remained for some time, but we are returned at last. Master Tsurunuki, all of us. All of the refugees who left Revenant's Toll safely arrived not long ago. They are resting from their long journey at present, but you should see them out and about soon enough. Thank you again for helping to secure their passage home. This day has been far too long in coming, and were it not for you, I fear we would still be waiting. I am told you have contributed much to the restoration of the Enclave as well. Truly, my friend, your generosity knows no bounds. Once we have regained our strength, we too shall join in the reconstruction. Much fire in the belly, as always, boy, but you and yours need homes, beds upon which to lay down and rest. I'll not see you sleeping in the streets. Take what you need from our materials, Kozakura, and have housing built for our brothers and sisters. It must be done. Yes, of course, as you wish, Master Tsurunuki. I will consult with the Shizenkai and make the necessary arrangements. Is it not wonderful, Fluffy, how our people care for one another? Is there anybody online who wants to play games? Well, I don't think so. I'm gonna stop this for now. I'll probably play more later. Alright, the internet.